after military and Air Force, now we have an ex-Navy officer to give the details about a career in Navy and their challenges and probably the perks of joining Navy for the aspiring aspirants. Namaskaram, sir.
Namaste అండి.
Ramarao garu, thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much for calling me for an interview.
My pleasure, sir. So, before getting into Navy, what was your ambition like, or what were you looking forward, and how were you driven to Navy?
See, wearing a uniform was always my dream,
Okay.
be it in Army, Navy, or Air Force, or be a police. So I was trying to write examinations of all defense forces and police forces. So somehow I got through the Navy, and I was also applying for Air Force and Army simultaneously. So for the first appointment what I got for Navy, so I was thinking, should I wait for the Air Force appointment, Army, or should I join whatever is there?
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, since I got the appointment already in hand, so why not join this and see. So that's how I joined Navy in 1994 January, and my training started in Chilka. About 6 months we were there in Chilka. We were trained on how to swim, how to handle the weapons, small weapons, how to be physically fit, mentally alert, how to put knots, how to run a boat, how to sail with the help of a sail cloth, dinghy boats and whaler boats and all. And we are trained in a place called Chilka Lake. You must have heard about Chilka Lake, well known salt lake, biggest salt lake in India. So we were there, we were trained there. So all these things we were trained for 6 months. Then we were sent to ship training for 2 months to understand how ship functions actually. So how the engine room works, how the deck people works, store room, storage, everything, how do we function, everything from top to bottom we were trained. After that, then we will be given a leave of 1 month. Then we will be called for specialization courses. Like fortunate enough that I got a naval medical branch. So I was trained in Indian Institute of Naval Medicine.
Okay.
Institute of Naval Medicine. So the ironical thing here is, so far we are learning how to kill a person. Here we are trying how to save a
Save a
person.
person.
Opposite, quite contrast. I was also thinking so far how to fire the gun, how to
Because when you are in the Air Forces,
we have to learn the basic thing. Attack. You should know how to kill a person. So we were all trained on that. Then we have to develop a soft feelings, like how to care for your own people. So we were trained in that. I was specialized in general nursing in those days, 94.
ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅದು?
ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅದು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಮಂತ್ 8 ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 8 ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಡ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್. So tell that you are called as a trainee only.
Okay.
You are a ship trainee, you are a basic trainee, you are a professional trainee. Like that you will be always trainee and probationary person. Once ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ 1.5 year ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫುಲ್ ಸೋಲ್ಜರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. That is how it started. So fortunate enough that we got into Navy first mother base hospital in Bombay. My career started in Mumbai. There is a command hospital called NHS Ashwini. It was in the Britishers' time also. That is the oldest hospital, one of the oldest hospital in the armed forces. So that is where we got trained. We got exposed to big branches of medical field. Like normally, if you work in a small hospital, you will be exposed to medical and surgical, maybe some gynec.
Correct.
But if you work in a big hospital like Ashwini and Command Hospital, you have every department has got sub departments. If you say medicine, then it has sub departments: cardio, then nephro, then neuro, like this. If you go to surgery, again different departments: ENT, IE, ortho, like this, onco, lot of sub departments like this. So we got exposed to different kinds of patients. So that is very helpful when a person joins defense, like a medical field. It is better to get exposed to bigger hospitals so that you get across different patients, you get trained. When you go to a smaller units or a strip, you will be well equipped with enough knowledge. So that is what I was fortunate to have this
So
knowledge.
was it challenging to know so many things at such an early age, or were you like all game?
No, it is always a passion to learn medicine. Actually, I was honestly telling, I was wanted to become a doctor. Initially days, I joined my 10+2 with the biology.
Okay.
So somehow I discontinued that and joined forces. So in there also, luckily, it's God's grace, I got medical branch. So I trained in medical branch, and people used to say, how do you have so much of knowledge? Because I was the topper in the medical courses. I said it was my background. I was from medicine, medical background, so I was doing well. So fortunately, I have been every courses. I was the topper. And many times
I've got to know that you have finished 25 degrees. How did you even manage to do so many degrees?
Yeah, these days if I talk to students, they behave as if once they finish a diploma or a degree, they feel that they have learned enough. They are the
Yeah.
kings. They know everything. They're next to Google. They feel like that. But surprisingly, they don't know anything. Even after having so many degrees, I feel there is a quest for the knowledge. Always, I have been that. So because even my school days also, in college days also, I used to go to a regional library. Those days, this Google, YouTube, and was not there. We used to go to a library, sit with the books, and learn all the knowledge.
That's the
So
only
I
way
have
of
that
seeking.
passion of learning knowledge. That books are not at all concerned with my course. If when I was doing 10 plus 2 at PUC, it was not at concern. So anything which is not connected to my course at 10 plus 2, I used to browse through a lot of books. Sometimes I'll take out sociology books, sometimes history books. I'll browse through that book, so I'll get some knowledge. I don't read line to line because it takes a lot of time. Just I browse the pages quickly. I'll get some knowledge after 5 10 minutes. That was the passion. So to go through a lot of books and read. So what happened? Even after the exams, also I used to read some books. My friends used to ask, "Are you applying for any IAS, IPS exam?" I said, "No, yeah." But why are you studying till midnight? Yeah, go and take rest. No, no, no. I feel I enjoy actually writing the books, reading the books. So I used to pick up some books and I used to read. So what happens? So slowly, when I read the books, I come across some notification in some universities. There's a diploma in so and so, a degree in so and so. Why not to take up some degree and just when you are writing some exam, you'll get some certificate. So you keep reading something and just write exam, you'll get some certificate. So parallelly, I was doing all these courses. So I started with a lot of diplomas, diploma in hospital administration, diploma in safety officer, security officer. I did my courses from UK, London also. There is a course called NEBOSH IGC, International General Certificate Course, National Examination Board for Occupational Safety and Health. That is called NEBOSH. So in London, it is actually evaluated and they allot the certificate from the London, UK, London. Then again, IOSH, MH, all these courses. Then a diploma in
And all these
all these
along
courses.
with your Navy job.
Navy job, and after the Navy also I didn't stop my studies. So it's always a continuous journey, and I hope I'll finish another 10 15 degrees in the coming days. That is my target.
Oh my goodness.
So there is no end for learning. What I mean is the bottom line is nobody should be complacent with what you have learned. There is a lot of knowledge which we have to learn. Not only these academic courses, I have done some spiritual courses also. Like I have done my numerology course from Hyderabad. I'm a numerologist also. I've done a specialization in mobile numerology again. There is a specialization. If somebody is having mobile number, we can tell that, yeah, what is mobile number is correct or not, lucky for him or suitable for him, all these things. I've done some courses on Vastu. My father himself is a Vastu consultant for last 30 years. So we have done a lot of courses and spiritual courses. Then all these courses actually helped me in life, always. So it is not easy to bluff me generally because I have some knowledge of every field.
After
So,
doing such
vast
vast courses.
courses. I've done courses in revenue, I've done courses in banking, I've done courses in insurance, I've done courses in mutual funds. So,
Oh my God.
financial sector also, insurance sector, everywhere. I was a principal and vice principal of education institution, how educational institution runs. So, all these things we all normally, we have general idea of everything. So,
My goodness. Okay, coming back to the Navy, sir. How has your life been in that 15 years of your Navy life? Marine life, I would say.
marine life. So what happened, since I was in medical branch, I was in hospitals most of the time. So first my tenure was 5 years in Ashwini Hospital, where I was learning a lot of things related to medicine and getting specialized in gastroenterology. Gastroenterology is a science where you look into your stomach, stomach ulcers, intestines, from mouth to
So,
anus.
are you treating only the Navy people, or in that hospital, is it for everybody?
We only treat Navy people, means not Navy, Army, Navy, Air Force, all three forces, and some defense civilians who are entitled for medical treatment.
Okay.
So, tri services and some defense civilians. That was the clientele, the patient's base. And I was specialized in gastroenterology. Then, during the 5 years of tenure, I was also asked to do some course in dermatology. Dermatology, leprology, HIV/AIDS, and
So you kept adding courses to your, even though they asked, or irrespective of your choice?
It is mandatory for everyone to do some course. Otherwise, you will not be promoted. That is the criteria.
Okay.
If you want to take a promotion, do some
you
specialization
have to
course.
You have to do a course.
So, what is the problem? Government is giving all the education, we free of cost, giving all the facilities. So, only thing is you will be away from the family when you are doing a course.
So Navy doesn't allow you to have your family along with you?
For short courses, it doesn't allow.
Okay.
For long course, if anything more than 6 months, you can bring your family, you can take accommodation in the defense quarters and you can stay with family. But in short course, anything less than 6 months, you have to be away. That is fine. We are habitual of staying away for some short periods. That is okay. And after that, I got married up in 1998. So after my special courses and all, so I requested for a home posting to Vizag. So I got posted there. Then I joined Kalyani Hospital there, Naval Hospital. So we were there for about 4 or 5 years. All the while I was looking after skin patients. Since now I'm a skin specialist, looking after skin patients, skin tags, skin all the related to leprosy, all these things we were treating. After that, then we are posted to a ship called INS Nirupak. INS Nirupak is the first ship in Indian history. When tsunami happened, it was the ship deputed to Indonesia, Sumatra Islands. And in Indian history, actually, ships can be converted into hospital, but we never did. Everybody knows ships can be converted into hospital, but practically we never got an opportunity. That was the first time in Indian history. Entire ship was painted in white, a big plus mark, and all doctors boarded the ship, paramedical staff, nurses, all medical equipments, operation theatre, everything. If you go into ship, it looks like a floating hospital. All crew of the actual crew of the ship got deboarded. They got out of the ship, except few few people who will run the ship. We thought the ship cannot run. So some navigation department, some mechanical department, some store department, very few, 90% staff were deboarded, and we were like sailed to Indonesia, Sumatra Islands, and some surgeries were performed there
On the boat, on ship.
on board ship.
Okay.
Because what happened there, there are the victims are severely suffering with damaged limbs, damaged fingers. If you leave that, it will get decayed unless if you do amputation. Otherwise, this gangrene will go into the upper, which spreads.
Correct.
So instead of losing the entire body or big organ, we have to amputate and remove that damaged part. Even when delivery was done in the ship. So many people are treated. It's like Sumatra Islands, like it was a flat surface where the wave came from one side and washed out everything and gone to other side. It did not happen like Chennai. Chennai and these other southern areas, wave came, hit and it went back.
Went back.
Here it is not like that. The surface of that land is so low to the sea, it has just washed out everything and gone to the other side. So very big havoc over there. And
after listening to military and Air Force stories, Navy stories are completely different.
Yeah, completely different.
Because we've always assumed like Indian Navy doesn't have much role to play because it's pretty much safe. You're not being attacked all the time.
Yeah.
But the stories are completely the reality of it.
If you look at the territory, even the marine territory is as much as the land territory. Correct. With that V shape of the Indian map, so we have to look after every now and 24/7.
So what are the challenges of the Navy?
Challenges is, first thing is remaining on board itself a big challenge. Okay. It is just like if you sit in a giant wheel, half an hour you'll enjoy the ride. If you are asked to sit in jail wheel for 24 days, 24 hours, you'll feel like giddiness.
That's definitely not
fun. You'll not enjoy that.
How
After that, if you say you be there in giant wheel for 2 months, you'll say, yeah, please get down, let me get down, otherwise I'll commit suicide. That is the kind of mental attitude you'll have. Like you will be fed up with the wobbling that is called rolling and pitching. When you see the ship from the far, it looks like it is going very steadily. But this is not the fact. When you get closer to the ship, you will see ship is moving up and down, at least by 10 feet up and down. Some ships maybe more also. So when you are lifted up and over 10 feet, imagine how do you feel inside the stomach? You'll feel like vomiting. So people who are not used to this sailing and all, they have this vomiting feeling. They feel like going out of the ship. They ask for transfers and all. But we can't help. Everybody has to be there, then all ship will run. Even the captain will have vomiting also initially. So that was the first difficulty generally. Even when VIPs come on board, they feel that it's very joy ride. They feel very happy initially. After half an hour, they hold their head. They'll say, yeah, we have to let me go to some room and sleep. And they question us, how do you survive in this ship? Yeah, it is not that easy. We are thinking army people's life is very tough. But it is harder than...
Every force has its own challenges.
Own challenges, always.
So, and what are the outside challenges that Navy people usually face?
Outside challenges like the threat, you mean?
The threat or attacks or whatever. Because we, as a normal person sitting in Bangalore, we don't feel any threat is happening around the border, down south at least.
Yeah, correct. You must have heard about the Ghazi. Ghazi is a submarine.
The
submarine of Pakistan. Movie also was shot. So what happens? In army, at least you can see somebody is going to attack. In Navy, somebody is coming under the water, submerged, you can't notice unless you are alert. You have radars on, you have scanners on. So in Navy, if you are not alert, people take advantage of coming stealthily and attack you. Like they can fire torpedoes. Torpedoes can pass silently. It's just like a small rod coming under the water silently and hitting. Even some of our ships also got damaged in the 1971 war. There is a ship called Kukri. It was killed by, it was damaged by Pakistan, but of course we also damaged their ships in
How could
Karachi Harbor,
Pakistan, near Gujarat?
Gujarat area. It was attacked, and we lost one ship. But generally we are very strong, we are very alert, and we never allow our ships to be damaged. Except that incident, we are always been like a strong force. We are always like giving a confidence to the defense, because the defense ministry, that navy is there, nothing to worry. And secondly, we have two operations. One is the war operations, where we attack the enemies with our different dimensions. Like we have the only defense force, we call it is three-dimensional force, is Indian Navy. Why three-dimensional force? One is we can attack from the air, like Air Force. We can attack on the water, like Navy. We can attack underwater.
Underwater, okay.
Three-dimensional force. And we can assist army tankers, army people. We have ships which can carry army tanks. You load n number of army tanks into ship, and you tell me where to drop, we'll drop there and start attacking on that land. So we support army also. Of course, Air Force.
Like everything, the three forces just go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand, and we also conduct tri-services services practices. So we understand how to perform. Earlier we had different chiefs for Army, Navy and Air Force. Now there is one person who is coordinating Army and Air Force, the position created called CDS, Chief of Defence Services, which was not there earlier. It was there in many countries, but in India it was not there. Somewhere it was felt like somebody who will be coordinating with three forces should be there, like Senapati. In olden days, king used to have one Senapati, he'll carry on all types
Who
of
would
forces.
manage all the forces?
So like that, now CDS position is created, and BPS Rawat was the first CDS. Unfortunately, we lost him recently. So now new CDS has taken over. So two operations we do. One is the war related, like when we attack enemies. Second is peace operations, like some ship is in distress.
Okay.
Some merchant ship is, for instance. How do we do that? Immediately we will be called into the action. So we'll get into the action, we'll reach that place, we'll help that ship. Even recently, when a merchant ship was confiscated by some South African, what do you call these, terrorists, not terrorists, sea pirates. Then our naval commanders got into the action. Okay. Got them like relieved from the pirates. Finally, it was saved. So these things also we perform. Like
How often do you have these challenges?
Challenges means, see, every year we have challenges. See, now monsoon is happening in Kerala. Navy people are getting into action with boats, dinghy boats, saving them. So NDRF is also there, but Navy are specialized, one step above the NDRF. NDRF have limitations. When Navy people got into the relief actions, the strength will be more. There is a saying in Japan, after the military, only the God can save you.
That's true. That's true.
When extreme condition has come, then military will be called in. If military also say we can't do anything, only God. So that is the level of confidence we are having in our military. So war and peace operation we normally do.
In the operations you have been through or you have seen, what was your memorable experience that you can share with us?
I have some memorable experience with patients actually. One of the patient was having a brush swallowed condition, toothbrush.
Oh.
In medical profession, I'll tell you some memories. There was a patient from Ambernath in 1996. He was brushing his teeth with old brush and new brush. Old brush he uses to clean the tongue, new brush he used to clean the teeth. See, one day he was he was brushing his tongue deep inside. Suddenly he has swallowed the brush. That was a short brush, almost gone inside. He got panic and he swallowed. In the morning, about say 8:30 or 7 o'clock, it happened. So he was called to medical inspection room. Then he was said, we can't do anything here. You better take it to command hospital, Ashwini. So we were knowing that there's a patient which has come with a brush. Then we are laughing. How can you brush? He's not a child. The adult person, 45-year-old person, swallowed a brush. So we were the people who will look into these type of cases as a gastroenterology department. So then we called him. Then we removed that brush without surgery because the surgeon was ready to operate on him. Then we said, well, let me try. If we can't remove, then you can go for surgery. That is another option. Then we have struggled for 1.5 hours. We have put some basket forces, passed through endoscope. We caught hold of that head of the brush. We have pulled up to the neck, the L junction. Here we are negotiating, and very difficult to pull out from the, up to here it is coming, it is going back again. Somehow we have negotiated, we made his throat right and all, we have removed it. So that was entered into the Guinness Book of World Record that we were not aware. Because this was the longest foreign body removed without surgery. The longest foreign body without surgery removed through endoscopy. So there was a submission of some papers to if Armed Forces Medical Journal, and they were also submitted to Guinness Book of World Records, and so many things happened. So that is one of the memory in my career, like we have done some good thing.
Something
Yeah.
which is totally different.
Yeah, different. Then yeah, of course, we were there in Kargil war. I was supporting the Kargil.
So in what way Navy supported Kargil war?
See, actually, yeah, I tell you. See, Kargil war is a intrusion of Pakistanis into our Indian territory that was noticed by army, and they were already into the action. But this war can be declared as a full-fledged war at some point of time, because see, we have to be prepared, because it's a small war happening already on the hills. But there were some air force already involved in that. Their air force also involved, and we are Navy. We are asked to come to the borders, be ready with the Pakistani areas, and what happens if it has opened into a big war? Then we have to be ready. So we are all like standby, and some people also sent as commandos, and these people. So
do you also replace people or like recruit them if required in army from Navy?
No, deputation. We normally, deputation. Deputation in some branches people will go, not everyone. Like commandos of Navy, we call it the marine commandos. They can be deputed. They can be
to the military.
To the military. And we have aircrew divers of Navy. Aircrew drivers, aircrew divers. Aircrew divers are the people, divers. Aircrew divers are, they come from air. Aircrew divers. They are a diver basically into the water, but they will come from
through
the helicopter.
air.
Air. So those people also will be helpful for the army. So because there is a need of launching a person in a remote area through helicopter, if they don't have enough staff, any aircrew divers, then our Navy crew divers can go and help them. And Navy, then in Navy, what we did during Kargil war was, I was a medical branch, I was in medical branch, as you know. So a lot of amputated cases, injury, splinter injury, and all those injuries were brought to hospital, and we were handling the cases. Then after curing, we are sending it back to war, or if it is not fit, he is not fit for fighting the war, then we will use to send him on sick leave so that he can spend some time with his family and come back. Those type of medical course we are giving in working. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from your medical branch, can you give us a little more information about the Navy for somebody who wants to join Navy? How would it be as a career?
Yeah, it is a very fancy and challenging career, because when you look at a white uniform, and people will get fascinated. Of course, olive green army is always very nice uniform. Everybody likes that, but somehow the white uniform also attracts a lot of people. So, like everybody also got attracted. So there are many ways to get into Navy. There are like entry level jobs, middle level management jobs, and IAS, IPS equivalent UPSC grade exams also. So the person who is a 10th qualified also get into the job, into the entry level jobs, like cooks, stewards, and all these things. These people can be recruited. Next, like sailors who are into metric qualified, 10+2 qualified people, they can get into technical jobs. And next level is degree qualified, or 10+2 level also you can appear for NDA, National Defence Academy. So in that also you can go into the NDA through UPS exam every year. They
Agniveer applies for this also, or only for the
Agniveer is the
Air
new
Force?
version which has been introduced by the defense government. Defense. The reason is like a lot of people, they want to join Navy or Army or Air Force. They have passion for handling the weapons, and we don't want those people to be targeted by the terrorists. There are people who wait for people. They also look for people who are interested in handling. They can be misguided. Okay, you are so interested, you come into these activities. So we don't want that to happen. To save that activity is a good option. Actually, people can join Agniveer. This Agniveer scheme is new to the Indian Navy or Indian military, but it is there in many countries already. Even Israel, it is like many countries, it is mandatory for every citizen to work for 4 years. Then you can continue their normal civil career. But since it is new, like people are not accepting. There are a lot of agitations on this. But it is okay. People do not know completely, and political leaders also taking advantage of innocence of the people. There is no harm coming into the Agniveer, and government is also adding a lot of features. Like you work for so many 5 years. After that, if you are good, you will be recruited permanently into the Navy. If otherwise also, they can leave, and they are giving 10% reservation for these Agniveers. There are so many other paramilitary
Benefits
forces.
also for that.
Paramilitary forces where they can go and join. It's like a ready cake for them, no? They don't have to train anything. They have to just to give some induction, short capsule induction, like how the reporting system works there. Otherwise, physically, mental, they are ready. Already trained on weapons.
And another few months and they are ready to go on the job.
Few weeks is also
Few
enough for
weeks
them.
is enough.
Few weeks is enough. How
Because
to
the
understand.
skill is
Skill
like
is
already
there. How to report, what is the reporting structure. The little the culture they have to learn, like, and that basic culture if they learn, after that slowly they'll remaining culture anyway they will know as they grow senior. Agniware is a very good scheme. What I feel, of course, since there is an agitation, there's always
anything new usually is not accepted
not
quickly.
accepted.
So
Yeah.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಬೋಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬರೋ ಇಂಟ್ರೂಡರ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೂಡ ನೇವಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ?
We were doing actually I was posted in Sri Lanka border in 2004 near Rameshwaram. You know that Abdul Kalam's house. I went to Abdul Kalam's sir's house also. I met his elder brother's sons. There's a Kalam Shell Mart in Rameshwaram, well known Kalam. We bought a lot of things. So there what we were doing, we were taking sorties. Sorties is like a patrolling in helicopter is called sorties. So we were going for sorties with a machine gun and all, and we were surveying in the borders. Any fish boat is going around, then we'll get down and we'll ask them, who are you? You are a Sri Lankan or Indian? If you're Indian, show me the pass. They have boat passes, like Indian boat passes, Sri Lankan passes. When we check it is an Indian person, then okay, we allow. It's like a license for that boat also. So what we are doing in that Sri Lanka, there are a lot of sympathizers for Sri Lankans. The Tamilians are also sympathizers. What they do, they are Ajo, yeah, don't worry. They have some problems in Sri Lanka. They don't want to stay there. Like in Bangladesh, a lot of people Bangladesh come into India. Nepal is also they come into India. Like Sri Lankans also they want to come into India and they want to get settled down here permanently. So daytime they're not be allowed. Somebody will be noticing. So during night time what they do, they take small boat on hire, and the boat fellow used to charge 20,000 rupees per boat. Irrespective of 4 people or 5 people, that is up to you. Your whole family is about 3 people, they have to pay 3 people for 20,000 rupees they have to pay, and they will be brought to our border. They will drop in the Dhanushkodi area. There's a place called Dhanushkodi. They get down there and they slowly get into this general population without noticing. So we used to do that infiltration, stop that infiltration. We don't want that to happen. If anybody is caught, there is a refugee camp in Mandapam. So we used to ask them, you be here, and under the police custody they will be kept there, and they will be given food and accommodation. We will inform the embassy, Indian embassy. So many people have been caught while infiltrating into our India. What to do? Then they'll take some instruction. Okay, all of them will be brought back. They'll be brought. No, they will not be able. They'll be dropped into Sri Lanka. They'll be dropped into Sri Lanka. So that was the duty we are doing.
So is this one of the biggest challenges, or is it just
not
like a
very big challenge for us? Not very big challenge. The challenge is like we do a lot of other duties also. We do survey. Like after tsunami, what happened? The entire base of the sea was changed. Where it was deep, it is shallow now. Where it was shallow, it was deep now. So we do hydrography. Like I was in a Nirupak ship, we were doing hydrographic survey. Like land survey, we do water survey. So we do what, and we do plotting, and we will give a chart. Where is the depth? What is the depth? Whether ship can go inside also. Ships cannot go just like this. Like air path is there for the aircrafts. Like that, sea path will be there. In that path only we have to go. It is the GPS. GPS we used to follow 30 years back. Now people know what is GPS. 30 years back we used to follow GPS in our ships. So that path has to be followed for every ship, even for Indian ships or any foreign ship which is coming to India. They have to buy our chart. So there is additional revenue we are giving the government. We have to make a chart and give it to the hydrography department. Hydrography department will sell those charts to every country.
Okay,
whoever is coming towards India, they have to buy that chart, and they have to come to the sea route only. So that way we are generating some revenue also for the government.
Okay.
So not that every time we are using the money of the government, we are giving the revenue something.
No, apart from not only guarding the country, you are also doing things where you can generate income, because you do have that time, or is it like a part of your job?
Some ships are mentioned like earmarked for that purpose only.
Oh, okay.
They are called survey ships.
Okay.
They are survey ships. They do survey always, because these survey ships are required for our own warfare activities also. If some ship is coming in that way, it has to see whether everything is okay or not in the ground is before it comes into that area.
Correct. Can they enter that?
Yeah, can they enter that area also? This will go first, survey that area, and say give the thumbs up. Okay, then the ship can enter, because those ships are very huge ships.
Correct.
There half of the ship is brought into the water. So 20 meters into the water, 30 meters into the water. So those ships cannot be grounded.
Hmm.
If it is grounded or if it is hit like a Titanic, one more
It is-
Titanic incident
correct.
can happen.
Oh.
That is so that is the purpose of having survey ship.
I think that's a completely different approach that you had with the amount of passion and the amount of careers you have done. So thank you so much for throwing so much light on different aspects of not just Navy but all sectors that you have touched.